Hey y'all, Bloodwing here, back to bring some grumpiness to your internet, and welcome back to Redneck Radio, the live stream where you get an extra healthy side helping of buttery biscuits. Ooh, I want some biscuits.
Not loud.
American biscuits, not that UK crap.
Well, neither are healthy for you, old man.
Well, that's true. Not that I have anything against what we call cookies.
Yeah, but do you have digestives?
Digestive sounds like something you go to the drugstore to buy to help with indigestion.
There are the nice crumbly biscuits that you dip into your hot drink.
Yeah, you know, we do that, but we call them Oreos.
We have Oreos.
It's that sounds much yummier than digestives. There's just something about that doesn't sound very yummy. Anyway, as y'all have guessed by now, with me as always is Irate Bear.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're well on this glorious Tuesday in Her Majesty's, I would say empire, but it's not really, is it? But I hope you're all well all the same, guys. I hope you're all well all the same.
Mama Minnie on there say, hey, Dad, brother, chat, and happy birthday to the old mother hen. She's not here right now, baby. She went to go get the girls at school. But I have passed along. A lot of you wished her happy birthday on Twitter. She doesn't have Twitter, so she wouldn't see it. But,
I wished happy birthday.
Yes, you did. And she wanted me to tell all of you thank you. And she specifically said to tell Bear thank you.
Oh, yes.
Also, Truck and Bear, I did see your post here in the chat earlier. If you listen to this, he had to post and then move on, supposing he's driving. But she wanted to tell you thank you. I'm trying to cheer her up because you know how women are about their birthdays. You know. Good, you know.
Well, I got named on a first name basis, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm very happy. But how are you, Bloodwing? How's your day been?
It's been uneventful, which is not a bad thing. But yeah, it's been okay. Had a nice long nap a little earlier.
Yeah,
about 2 hours worth. Yeah, and so I'm feeling mighty spry at the moment.
Good. I'm glad, and I hope everyone in the chat is doing well. Had a great stream this morning. Big thank you to everybody who came out. Had Tommy C on for a bit. Had Ranting Monkey for the entire show. It was very good to catch up with him. And we had Peter Almond, who is in the chat, I believe. Yeah. Yes, he is. It was a good stream. Covered some debauchery and had some good discussion as well.
Good. As I've mentioned earlier, May is a really busy day in my busy month in my family. Lots of birthdays. Including Mama Minnie, who's in the chat. Hers is the 22nd. My dad's is the 21st. And at least 2 of my grandchildren, and I could be forgetting some of them. Well, there's 3, but one of them already had his. And I think, Mama Minnie, correct me if I'm wrong, because she knows I can't keep up. Bulldozers is tomorrow, I think. Because I forget. When you got 10 grandkids.
Little big man.
You betcha.
The dinosaur man.
Yeah. When you have 10 grandkids, it's hard to keep up with all of them.
Well, I think you can be forgiven, considering that you're old as well.
Well, yeah. And the whole dementia thing, there's that too. And Miss Attitude is the 28th. Oh, yep. Okay. Yep.
I like that you went there to name your reburn. Toasty Network says, all right, Bear, when is Breakfast with Bear? You missed it. It was this morning.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be on the other one, would it? It wouldn't be on my other channel.
Yeah, it was already over by the time I got home, taking granddaughters to work, to school. And so
get them started early.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So what's going on, man? What have we got on for today's Redneck Radio?
Oh, just whatever pops to our mind. There's a couple of stories. I'm going to try to keep them light today. I feel like I've went a little too heavy lately with stories. We get kind of carried away, and I know you guys like to hear me rant and rave on stupidity out of politics. But I'm gonna try to go a little light today. I'm not promising that I won't rant on something, but I did see J Kid this morning though. Which I haven't seen him for a while.
I saw him on Twitter earlier. I hope he is well.
Yeah, I pulled up in the driveway to pick up the girls, and my granddaughter has a cell phone, so I just sit in the car and text her saying, "Get your butt out here." And he come out, bedhead and all. You could see he just woke up. And he was trying to bum a couple of cigarettes. Unfortunately, I don't carry any when I go get them at school because my wife doesn't want me to smoke in her car, so I don't even bother bringing them with me.
Yeah.
But sorry, boy.
J Kid is a good boy. I hope he's all right.
Yeah, I think he's doing okay. But he had obviously just woke up. His hair was sticking straight to the sky. But it was good to see him. Good to see him.
It'd be good to see him if he pops up in the chat.
Yeah, I haven't seen too much of anybody since my surgery. Well, because I just don't get out except to go get the granddaughters. And then I only see them, and occasionally their younger sister will stand on the second floor and wave at me through the window and throw kisses.
Yeah.
So, but that's usually about it.
Okay, fair enough.
But I'm getting to where I think I'm filling up to getting out. I just get worried that I'll get over there and one of the younger girls will get excited and jump up in Papa's lap, as they're wont to do, and I'm not sure I'm up to that yet.
Bloodwing is now ready to do cartwheels down the road, guys. just FYI.
Well, I am getting around a little better. The scabbing and everything finally is starting to come off my incision, which means that it doesn't sting near as much because, scabs don't stretch when you walk and so forth.
Yeah.
But, and I can stand to touch it to wash it now. It would creep me out before. You should see me in the shower trying to, you got to wash there too. And I'm washing over the incision and I'm going while I'm doing it. But yeah, doing good. How you doing, Bear?
I'm not too bad, mate. Thank you very much for asking. I'm good. I'm good, but I'm meh,
I get you.
Man, I'm just like, I just don't want to do anything.
I felt like that yesterday, so I just watched episode after episode for hours of old Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yeah. And
that's not even my favorite Star Trek. It just was the first thing I seen when I opened up Netflix. I said, okay, this will do. I'll just sit here and veg out.
Yeah, I was supposed to make a video today for the second channel. Didn't happen. I'm not going to do it after the stream either. I'll do it at some point tomorrow. And I haven't really made anything for the main channel either. So I do have something in mind for the main channel. I just don't really have anything in mind for the second channel at the moment. I'm sure something would come to me. I do have a bunch of stuff written down that I wanted to do, but some of them might take a little bit longer to do. You see?
Yeah. Thank you for reminding me, Nuts. Please like and share the stream. Because YouTube's not going to help us out with that anymore. And if you want to go a little further and help me out monetarily, there is Super Chat, and there are also links to my Patreon and Streamlabs in the description. So, yeah.
Support the stream, guys. Support the stream. And also, drop a like on it as well. And please share around. It would help Bloodwing out immeasurably.
Yeah. And yes, Furry Kitten, I much prefer DS9 as far as Star Trek goes. I don't want to get off on that too much, though, because I don't think Bear likes Star Trek.
No. Not really. I mean, I watched it as a kid when it was on TV. But I never got into it. I never got into it heavily.
Oh, I still like the original series. I'm old school.
Well, you are old.
Yeah. I remember watching the original series when it was on original run on network TV. You know, on my old black and white TV. I was 16 years old by the time I realized they had different colored uniforms on that show. Because I watched it on black and white all those years. My dad was a huge fan.
Yeah, see, like back then, I probably would have been entertained by it because, you know, that was the only thing on TV. And I wouldn't have had access to my Japanese cartoons.
Yeah.
But no, I grew up watching all kinds of stuff really on the TV. I did watch some Star Trek. Never really got into it as such, though. My brother-in-law's a massive Trekkie. You'd probably get on with him.
Yeah.
Like he likes building like model ships and stuff. He's built a couple of I think he's built the Enterprise.
Which one?
All of them, I presume. He has a lot of these models. I don't know which one is which.
Well, the if I'm not mistaken, because I'm not the biggest Trekkie, I really love the shows and I've seen them all, but I don't like follow every little minutia of the whole lore and everything. And I believe that the Enterprise that they're aboard in the Next Generation is the D model, Enterprise D. The original has no letter designation, if I recall correctly. The one in the original series.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm sure one of the Trekkies in the chat will correct me if I am wrong. Discovery, I haven't watched it yet. I'm afraid to. And I'll tell you why. Because and it's probably silly, but I've seen the picture of how they were depicting the Klingons, and I'm like, yeah, no, this ain't Star Trek. No. But no, haven't watched it. Sorry.
Oh, there you go then. What's been going on today then?
Oh, same old. Cruise Twitter. It's the same stuff, different day.
What arguments have been standing out?
Oh gosh, let me think. Nothing even stands out to me. It's just been kind of a meh.
The only thing that stood out to me was AOC talking shit about YouTubers.
Well, yeah, you sent me that tweet,
yeah,
and so forth, and yeah, why not? Let me read that tweet, because I do have at least one comment on it. AOC says, AKA whoa, reload. My window just shut down on me.
Oh dear. Why should we getting that back up? Necro Soul Collins says, so about anime. If Bubbling was into it, I'd be happy to just spend ages talking about it. But no, it's not that kind of show today. I'm sorry.
Well, let me preface this. Her tweet is in response to another tweet that said, Representative AOC is often described as a radical, but the data show that her views are close to the median for her generation. Well, I don't know about that, but yeah, you millennials are pretty crazy lot. But AOC responds, AKA why GOP donors are losing their minds and throwing money at lame YouTubers and social media content producers to make videos justifying $300 insulin, defending racism as acceptable because it's just a joke, and other conservative argument versions of Freebird. So, yeah, you can say what you want about my ideologies, but get the heck off of Freebird. You make a joke about Freebird, you're going to have 100 million rednecks after your skin. Do you understand that? That is that is our personal national anthem.
I love Freebird. It's a great song.
But seriously, way to alienate a whole section of the country.
Well, she doesn't care.
Well, I've seen, I follow or I look at a lot of these music reaction channels, and that react to songs and so forth. And there's a butt ton of them out there, and there's only a few that I really like, and those are the ones that you can honestly tell they are being honest in their reaction.
We still have yet to do one of those.
Yeah, we got to figure out the logistics of it. I think the hardest part is going to be capturing you and I on camera and being able to watch the video live at the exact same time.
Well, what we could do is I think what we could do is that you'd have to record yourself. I can record me.
Yeah.
And then we would communicate through a Google Hangout.
Yeah.
I'd capture the audio from that, and then we'd use like a video sharing platform, something like Rabbit or whatever.
But we will do it. I've already got the first song that we'll probably react to. It's a Boston song.
Okay.
I feel like we'll probably react to Foreplay / Long Time by Boston.
Okay.
But yeah, we will get that. But anyway, y'all, I've mentioned on the stream before, I do that. I listen to reactions, and I really like the ones that you can tell are honest, because I really enjoy sharing the music from my day and seeing someone from younger and often from a different culture, because a vast majority of them are black people discovering classic rock for the first time.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy that. If it's obvious that they're really enjoying it and they're not faking it, because there's a lot of fake crap out there. But I have seen, I used to like these two, but they've really got on my nerves and I don't watch their stuff anymore. But it was a couple that would watch it, and they were doing Freebird Live, and they, instead of critiquing the music, they got all hung up on the fact that there was a rebel flag hung in the background at the concert.
Oh, come on.
Oh, and they were spurging like big time about, are you kidding me? Oh.
You're doing a reaction video to a song.
Yeah.
And you decide to get all political.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, okay, I'm done watching you. It's like anything else, I've always said, when you look at history, you have to judge historical figures. Whoa, am I still here?
Yeah, you're still there.
Okay, because the stream page just reloaded.
Okay.
Oh, it looks like it's going to be one of those days.
Uh-oh. You good?
Yeah, I think so. There we go. It's all reloaded. Anyway, when you judge historical figures, you have to judge them according to the time they lived in. You can't judge them by modern standards, because that's not going to work.
I agree.
It's just not going to work. And when you look at something like a Leonard Skinner concert, you can't get hung up on the rebel flag, because I guarantee in their case, it did not represent racism, as it was Southern pride. God, I hate that argument.
Well, it doesn't matter to them, mate.
I know.
They just see it and see Deep South.
Yeah.
Slavery.
Bunch of racist rednecks. Screw you. It was a great song, man, and a great jam. It was a song out of time where they actually jammed. Bands don't do that anymore, where they just play and see what happens, for long periods. They just don't do that anymore. But yeah, screw you, AOC.
Yeah, you ball bag.
Excuse me. But yeah, am I surprised that she would make such a? All joking aside, her attempt there is just that, by picking the song Freebird, she's trying to make all white people, all GOPs sound like they're just racist rednecks, you know, because that's all they could ever like the song Freebird, of course. Screw you. Push button, better. I always say better late than never. Better late than never.
Turn your hands over so I can smack them with a ruler. Imagine my shock. Bloodwing. You going to say hello to Bloodwing?
No.
What do you mean no?
Because I'm selling to something. I can't find the box of this DVD.
Well, that's because it was in a DVD case.
I mean, I can't find the DVD case because it's lost.
It's probably down the side of your bed, boy. You can say hello to Bloodwing? You're so rude.
Well, I'll say hello to you anyway, Alfie, you big butthead.
Excuse me. Can you say hello to Bloodwing, please?
Say hello now.
Right.
DVD player's coming out your room. Say hello. Hello!
There you go. Now get out.
Why?
Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye.
Oh, that child.
Oh, give me a week with him. Make him worse.
Yeah, I know you will. Just stitch me right up. Crazy baby.
Let's see. Sean DW170 says Inagata Davida, probably spelled it wrong. I think you're pretty close. Most of you probably know this, but the guy was high when they recorded that, and it was supposed to be in the Garden of Eden. But he was so high it come out in But yeah, awesome song. Very, very, and you may not know this either. The drummer on that song was only 16 years old at the time of recording it. So, yeah.
Oh, some interesting facts for you. I spoke about a few things on this morning's stream. Obviously, Prince Harry's baby is here now.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't really care. I don't like Meghan, to be honest with you. I feel like she's manipulated Harry into this kind of weird, like, social justice-y type person.
So I want to see what the baby looks like.
I'm not sure if there are any pictures of it.
I want to see what the baby looks like because now, and this is going to come off probably as slightly racist, but so be it. He's a ginger.
He's a pasty white ginger,
and she's at least partly black.
Yeah, she's mixed race.
So does it mean it's going to be a redheaded black kid?
I think the kid's probably going to come out fairly white. I don't think there are any pictures of it.
Thank you, Willingham, for the donation. For you, racist redneck, I hillbilly am far superior. Hey, I'm a hillbilly too. I'm from Kentucky. I've run a lot of ridges, stomped a lot of stumps.
Oh my God. Transgender powerlifter breaks women's world record. Wow.
Well, here's an interesting, you know, we talk often about Neebs Gaming because we both quite enjoy their content.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was their last Conan video. If not, it was the time before that, you know, for the video game Conan. And he got blocked for a short time. Did you hear about that?
No.
It's because at the very beginning of the video, they were making some comment about Simon being in his underwear or somebody being in his underwear or something. And they said he was in his knickers.
Oh, really?
And then they said that, you know, they called him knickers. And he said, and then someone said, well, knickers aren't going to work. And the bot picked it up as something else.
Well, it's kind of weird that a group of American content creators would use the terminology that we use for female undergarments.
Yeah, I forget who even made the joke. I watched it, and I didn't know that part about it until after I'd already watched the video. But yeah, I guess they were blocked for a short time till they got a hold of YouTube and explained to them, look, we didn't do anything.
I didn't hear about that. It's probably a bad idea.
So be careful, folks.
Pull your knickers down.
Don't talk about underwear.
They could have called them pantaloons. Yeah, but that's not something you would hear come out of the mouth of like a British person.
Pantaloons. Yeah, I mean, how many people today would even know what a pantaloon is? I mean, I do, but I'm old.
Yeah, very old. Oh, the old man is streaming. Yes, he is. Well, we covered a few things this morning. We got into the topic of morality in the West as well.
Yeah,
and like why we kind of gave our 2 cents and why we think that it's degraded.
Yeah,
and that might be worthy of a discussion, I feel.
Real quick, Dr. House. Oh goodness, them knickers belong on a pantaloontation. Oh,
God's sake!
Oh, good grief! So run that by me again.
The degradation of morality in the West.
I can see arguments for both sides of it, but I mean, tell me what you discussed.
I can't even fucking remember how we got onto the topic in the first place. Anyone who was watching this morning, can you remember what got us onto that topic? And you can fuck off, Brother Bear. I've seen how you've gone down your own little lane politically on your Twitter account. I can't even fucking remember how we got onto the topic. Yeah. Was anyone there this morning watching? Because if I can remember how we got onto the topic, that would help a lot. But I can't remember what started it in the first place. It all started with the regressive left generally. Which topic was AFK from? It's when Tommy was on, Tommy C, and we were having a chat about like the loose morals that we seem to have now. I can't remember how we got onto it. I don't think it started with anything like sex or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, if you could give me a specific on like what you're talking about
was it the pedo conversation
about pedos?
I think it was. Did it start off with the pedo conversation? The normalization of pedophilia. Is that how it started? I think that's how it started. Yeah, we were talking about all of these open map. You know what map is? Accounts on Twitter. And how just open they are. We started off with the conversation about hunting them and flagging them off, and like Tommy was saying, like he couldn't do it, because of how angry it makes him, and how he thinks it would probably drive him insane over a period of time. And I explained to him that I don't do it all fucking time. I don't just like seek them out. It's usually when they make their way onto my timeline, then I start hunting for them. I told him about the time I chased a pedo off of Patreon and YouTube as well. And we got talking about like how and what they say to try to normalize themselves, like trying to put themselves onto LGBT, for example.
Right.
And that there is a small contingent of progressives that are kind of like backing them up. And we feel like that was disgusting. And then we kind of moved from there onto the topic of morality.
Yeah.
I can't really remember where we went from there on the topic. Yeah, pedos are disgusting, RJ. They are.
Yeah. I mean, I remember, it's been some time ago. I probably hadn't been on Twitter very long. So I hadn't I haven't learned the kind of things you shouldn't click on, you know. After a while you learn the rules of Twitter and you're like, nah, I ain't clicking on that. But somebody was pointing out a supposed pedophile account, and they put a link, and I clicked on it, and there was no nudity, but it was quite lewd.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, no. I mean, I'd have to be like Tommy, because it would just get to me too bad. I had a hard time even talking about that whole Daddy of Five thing a couple of years ago. No, leave the kids alone, man.
Can I help you? Hey?
I'm hungry. Please come some quavers.
You are just a dumping ground for food at this point, aren't you?
Well, aren't all little boys?
Yeah, I know, right? The little boys eating me out of house and home. I'll be back in a second, mate. All right.
All righty.
Well, move your backside.
And while he's off doing that, I'll talk to the chat. How are you doing, chat? Hope everybody's doing really well. Enjoying your Tuesday. I think they celebrate Mother's Day a different day than we do. I think they've already had theirs. I'll ask Bear when he gets back.
I'm back.
Question for you, Bear.
Go on.
This is a little off topic of what we were talking about, but you guys celebrate Mother's Day on a different day than we do, don't you?
I believe so. Mother's Day UK. 22nd of March. Yeah, we've already steamed past that. I bought my mum some flowers. No, I didn't. I bought her one of those little teddy bear things you can get off of moonpig.com.
Yeah, ours is coming up this Sunday. So that Jen had said, is Alfie ready for Mother's Day? And I thought that you guys celebrated it on a different day. RJ Bansma says their birthday is on Saturday. Well, happy birthday to you and to my buddy Jen. Says hers is in 7 days. Lots of May stuff, man. What is it with the May birthdays?
There's a lot of them. It's like in March, dude.
Good grief.
Yeah, about yours and mine in March.
Oh,
if you remember.
Goodness. Oh, I remember. Yeah. My dementia isn't so advanced yet that I don't remember my birthday. It's getting there, though. It's getting
the fuck has happened to the stream? Oh, there we go. It's come back. It's fine. I've been dead there for a second.
Yeah, mine just did too. Oh, good grief. But yeah, if we're talking specifically about pedos, anybody, I don't care what their philosophy is, anybody that supports a pedo account or pedo person can just die and burn along with them, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I think it started off with Tommy telling us about an account that may have gone a little bit too far. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with them, but they got banned for saying some pretty aggressive stuff to a pedo on Twitter. And it's like, well, you can't go around telling people that you want to set them on fire, dude.
No.
I can't remember what the tweet was exactly, but it was pretty much a death threat. And at the end of the day, even if they are a pedo, you can't say that to them on social media, because you will get banned for it. You will get. But we got into the topic of that. Then we spoke about morality for a bit, and we concluded that that society doesn't really have that sense of community anymore. You know?
Mm.
I could certainly give you an example of that, especially here in the UK. I had a nice history lesson with Owen Harmon, who does usually watch the show. I assume he's busy. I think I may have already spoken about this on the show, but he said
I haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, he said pre-NHS. Obviously, as you know, the National Health Service is a government-run, for the most part, health service that's paid for by the taxpayer. Pre-NHS, there used to be a hell of a lot of community in the UK, a lot more charity, and the church used to do quite a lot back then. And communities would look after each other properly. You don't really see that anymore, do you?
Not as much, not as much. And there's probably a lot of reasons for that. But in this modern day and age, people are far too content to sit within their own homes and stay online.
And I think that's how we moved on to the conversation about Prince Harry wanting to ban Fortnite, which we obviously, all agreed that was fucking ridiculous. And
I'm including me on that, folks. I don't get out much. The only neighbor that I have, and I've lived here for 15 years, the only neighbor that I know their name is my landlord who lives across the street. I just don't.
I think social media has a good part to play in it, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
The kind of like breakdown of community, morality, and people speaking to each other like they're scum. You can't just disagree with people anymore. It has to be a big fight. We spoke about the Tommy Robertson having a couple of milkshakes chucked on him. And the guy's like being presented as a victim because he's been getting death threats and stuff. Now, obviously, right. I don't condone death threats.
No.
But at the end of the day, like, he's not a victim. He's the one who fucking started it. He's the one who decided to chuck a milkshake at Tommy Robertson. I mean, he got tucked in for it as well, but
people don't waste a perfectly good milkshake by throwing it at somebody. Eat that son of a gun.
Yeah. It's funny, when I first saw it, I didn't have like that kind of knee-jerk reaction as to like, how dare you assault somebody else and then wonder why you get death threats or get battered for it. I was like, I can slightly understand it because we've replaced plastic straws with paper ones, and it's made drinking milkshakes super hard now.
As if it wasn't hard enough. You ever dig into a milkshake, put your straw in there, and you're just looking forward to tasting it, and then you suck so hard your cheeks almost meet in the middle of your mouth, and you still ain't getting any.
Yeah, well, it's even worse with paper straws. Because they give you to them and they're solid, and obviously you bite down on them, to try and get some suction at the friggin' things. And of course, because it's in your mouth for so long, the paper starts degrading in your mouth. And it's like, I'm drinking a milkshake whilst my mouth is being filled with soggy paper. Thanks, McDonald's.
Here's what cracks me up about the whole paper straw thing.
What?
Is it's tucked into what's most likely a plastic cup with a plastic lid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the lid especially is plastic. The cups are like cardboard, aren't they?
Well, it depends, because I don't know if they do it over there. I assume they do. Over here, a lot of times the fast food joints will run some promotion, like, say maybe the latest Star Wars movie. And so they'll put your drinks in a cup that has pictures of characters from the movie on it.
Oh yeah, we just did the Monopoly thing,
and those are always plastic.
Yeah, and the Monopoly thing is obviously like little plastic things that you peel off.
Yeah, so it makes no sense to ban all plastic straws and stick them in those cups.
Yeah, they should really think about like the rest. To be honest with you, oh my god! Right, what do you want now? You know that I'm live streaming right now, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So why do you keep coming down then? Because you're hungry.
Because
you just had your dinner.
Because I'm so hungry. Because
you're a gannet.
Please come fucking
I didn't start eating like you until I was a teenager. Good, right. Sorry, mate.
No, you're fine.
Right,
Bear,
come
you
on,
ought to
you.
feed that boy. How dare you starve him
On
to
your
death?
feet now, boy. Move it, move it, move it.
So yeah, chat. It's you and I again. Yeah, you never know what you're going to get on this stream. As anybody that's followed Redneck Radio for a while knows, it could be a little bit of anything. It's just whatever happens. You know, today we might read a lot of news. Tomorrow we might not read any. But it's a grab bag. It's like a box of chocolates. You just never know what you're going to get.
Has returned.
Mimi Sardinia. That's a good point. I never thought about that. Alfie probably figures that he'll get the sympathy of the chat. And they'll tell you to go feed the boy.
And I'll tell you, you're a bunch of animals, and your opinion just doesn't matter to me. He's a right little gannet, he is.
Kids are awesome. I mean, you want to just smack them upside the head sometimes. I mean, no lie, that happens.
Yeah, considering that he walked into my office before I got up this morning and turned on my computer and did something to my PIN, and I couldn't actually log into my computer this morning.
Oops.
Yeah. So I had to take the long route.
I've often said, and I stand by this, that children, for parents, are a creature that can simultaneously make you want to kill them and make you want to just hug them to death at the same time.
Yeah, I know.
They can simultaneously be the greatest thing in your life and the biggest heartache.
Biggest pain in the ass.
Trust me. Well, you haven't got to the teen years, not with Alfie yet, anyway. And that's
well, I've got the other one's a teenager.
Yeah, I know.
He's so mouthy.
Yep.
Well, he's not mouthy to me. He knows better, but he's mouthy to his mother. Oh dear, he doesn't gob off at me, because he knows. But he likes to give it to his mother, big style, and I like sitting there listening to it and laughing to myself. But yeah, Alfie's not afraid of gobbing off at me though. Then again, he is a daddy's boy, so it doesn't surprise me. No, he's all right. I love him to pieces. He's very cute. Very cute. Yeah. I drove him home from school the other day. I didn't have the Vanilla Bear with me, and he was like, "Where's Mum?" It's like, "Mum's doing a training course at a job," and he went, "Is that adult high school?" I was like, "Yeah, she's gone to adult high school, mate."
Adult high school. There you go.
Yeah. Thank you, woman. Did you get me too? She better have got me too. I did say two. Shitbag that she is.
Anyway, while you were away, I was telling them this is why you all should tune in to Redneck Radio, because you never know what you're going to get on this show. It's like a box of chocolates.
Yeah, Redneck Radio is like a box of chocolates.
That's right. That's right.
We don't have the dirty coffee chocolate though.
I actually like those.
Well, you need to be purged from the planet, I'm afraid.
I like those. It's the ones with the strange colored orange filling on the inside that I'm like, no, this don't go together.
Orange chocolate's not. I don't know with orange chocolate. It depends on the brand. For me, like I like Jaffa Cakes, but I don't like anything else that's like orange chocolate. I thought it's too overpowering.
Yeah, we have a tradition in my family. My youngest sister, ever since she was small, Mom and Dad started it. Every year she gets a box of chocolate covered cherries.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't like cherry.
But she loves them, and so every year at Christmas she gets from somebody. She'll get a box of chocolate covered cherries. But
fair enough. Jaffa's, the candy coated chocolate balls, are great stuff. Oh, okay. I like Jaffa Cakes. They're very nice. They're not cakes. They're what you would probably, if you saw one, you'd think it's a cookie.
Well, why do you call them cakes then?
Because it's got like cake in it. They're very
probably
thin.
the same reason we call moon pies pies, because they're not a pie.
Well, they look similar, don't they? Moon pies and Jaffa Cakes. They do look very similar. Terry's chocolate oranges, ugh. And I hate blackjack. Ugh, fucking blackjack's disgusting. I hate anything with aniseed in it. I hate the taste.
Anison?
Aniseed.
Anise. Yeah, the only thing that anise is good for is fish bait. And that's fact.
Why are you calling it that?
Because it's what it's called.
Aniseed?
It's A-N, I don't know if it's two N's, I-S-E, aniseed. Anise.
Aniseed.
It's what gives it a kind of black licorice taste.
Yeah, the licorice.
Right.
There.
Yeah, Sarah's got it there.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what it's called. It tastes like poo.
It actually makes very good fish bait. If you take, and they sell it in bait shops here in the States. You get it in little spray bottles, and you can take that and spray it on your lure. And when you throw it out, that attracts the fish. They like it.
I hate the smell and I hate the taste. It's fucking disgusting. Horrible. Yeah. Don't like it. Never liked it. It's funny, but it's funny because the only way I can actually stand it is if it's in booze.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forget what's that bloody drink called over here. I forget what it's called, but yeah, I can stand it if it's in alcohol. That's about it.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of black licorice either. I can stand it in the licorice whips, but if it's like a hard licorice or something, no, I'm not.
Yeah, Midnight in Exile's right. Yeah, Zambuca. You only do it as shots. Like there's no other way to drink Zambuca. You have to do shots of it. Turns my mouth a bit numb, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to mute myself for a minute. There's something going on right outside my house on the street, so I want to check that, and then I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Okay, fair enough.
So I will be right back.
All right, try not to get shot. Absinthe. I've had absinthe. I've had the green stuff. A friend of mine brought it for me from holiday. I did drink it over a period of time. Obviously, I didn't drink it all in one go. I think I was 15 or something at the time. It was all right. I just did shots of it as always. Who wants Twizzlers? I'm really a big fan of Twizzlers either. Roberta, are you going to sing on my birthday? Well, when's your birthday? When is your birthday? And it also depends on whether I'm on the right show to do it on. If I'm doing a Breakfast with Bear on your birthday, then I probably will sing to you. If I'm on any other show, I probably won't. What about Cadbury as a brand? You're not just saying things now, aren't you? This Saturday. Well, if you happen to pop into my chat, if I'm doing Breakfast with Bear, which I probably will on Saturday, then I will sing happy birthday to you. Or if I'm on Redneck Radio, I don't know if me and Bloodwing will sing together. Beer for the win, or weed. No, weed, nah, beer. Lager for me, I think. Lager for me. Anyway, on to an actual fucking topic. The whole Tommy Robertson thing, I think, some bullshit. The guy who threw a fucking milkshake at Tommy, you know, he rightfully got battered by Tommy security, and obviously Tommy got a few digs in as well. I don't know whether Tommy could have possibly broken any kind of like proportion of force law that we have. I still have yet to look that up. I completely forgot to do it. If that ends up, being, going to a legal session or whatever, or if his what's it called now? If the contempt of court things comes back up, then he will. Oh my God, my son is at the door again. He probably won't be able to stand in the European elections. You come to give me a cuddle kiss?
Yeah.
Right, let's wipe your face first, boy. Oh, for God's sake! Right, go in the living room and get your mum to wipe your face. There we go. There we go. English breakfast is fried and calorific sausages, eggs, bacon, shrooms, fried bread, black pudding, beans, tomatoes, maybe some bubble. Do you mean bubble and squeak, Furry? But yes, that's pretty much it.
Where's the taters in that? No taters?
Why would you have potatoes on a full English breakfast?
Because potatoes for breakfast is yummy.
No, it doesn't go on a full English.
Yeah.
Although I do prefer my tomatoes to be fried onions. Not fried onions, fried tomatoes. I prefer the bread just toasted, not fried. I'm not a big fan of fried bread, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, sausages, eggs, bacon, shrooms. Yeah. Num 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 num.
Yeah, gotta have some taters in there, man. Fried taters for breakfast.
You forgot the baked beans, Furry Kitten.
You bunch of freaking weirdos.
Baked beans is breakfast food, dude.
It isn't breakfast food.
Yeah, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
No, it isn't.
It is. It is absolutely breakfast food. You put it on. You smother it all over your plate.
Okay, then, if you say so.
It's also an evening meal food. Yeah, have it on a jacket potato smothered in cheese. Mmm.
Anyway, it was just a group of teenagers hanging out on the corner. I live on the corner lot, so they're just hanging out on the corner, probably up to no good, but they moved on. So,
oh yeah, and hash browns. You forgot the hash browns.
Well, hash browns are taters.
Well, yeah, but you know they're not. When you say taters, I'm thinking actual like boiled potatoes.
No, fried potatoes.
Just hash browns.
No, fried potatoes. This is a typical redneck breakfast. Okay, you've told me what the English breakfast is. This is typical: fried eggs, bacon, sausage,
RC cola.
No, RC cola. Biscuits. What an American calls a biscuit. Not a cookie. Biscuits, gravy.
Yeah, but your gravy is not actually gravy.
No, it's a sausage gravy. Fried potatoes and fresh tomatoes, sliced tomatoes.
Okay.
That is a good redneck breakfast right there. That'll stick to your ribs.
Some RC cola.
That's for later for lunch.
Followed by a Mountain Dew. And I can only assume Miller.
No, actually, when I drank beer, I was more a Budweiser person. Okay. I haven't drank beer in a long time. It's not so much I lost my taste for it.
Yeah.
It's that it started giving me a headache. Before I was even through with the first bottle, I was getting a headache. I'm like, no, it ain't worth this.
American biscuits are cousins to English scones.
Yeah. Sort of kind of like. No, I didn't forget the grits, Sarah. I'm not a real fan of grits. I can take or leave them. They're kind of bland. You have to really just dump the butter in there and stuff to make them where I'll eat them.
Green Thunder the Mighty there says, Ari Bear, I do want to thank you for sending people over to the live stream I was on just to post your link. Are you referring to Opinionated Scotsman? By any chance? Because if you think that was my idea, then you are mistaken. I mean, it didn't stop me from joining in, obviously. Maddie wants to come on.
Yeah, fine.
Just give me a moment. I have to go copy the link. Where's Maddie? She should be recent DMs. No, she's not. Okay, I've got to find her real quick. There she is. Okay.
Peach Cobbler deck train is good any time of the day. It doesn't have to just be for breakfast. That's give me that peach cobbler. I love it.
Is peach cobbler like a peach crumble?
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's like you make it in a square pan, but it's kind of a pie. It's certainly a pastry. But it's very soft without being necessarily flaky, the crust. You know what I'm saying?
See that Stargazer Nights?
Yeah, see it. If that makes sense to you. My mom made the best peach cobbler. Oh Lord.
I'm going to just Google it, I think.
I've been driving people nuts on Twitter with my food pictures, but I've been posting breakfast pictures.
Oh yeah, it looks like a crumble.
Yeah,
but
it's not really a crumble. A picture's not going to do it justice because the dough, the crust on a peach cobbler is very soft, not flaky. Just
well,
a
lot of these look different. A lot of them have a kind of like soft pastry top.
Yeah.
Whereas other ones are a bit more broken up. It looks delicious anyway. Put some ice cream on it.
Very delicious.
Get some custard, get some ice cream. Have a wonderful time. Hi, Maddie.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going pretty good. I've been driving people nuts with all my pictures that I'm posting when I make my breakfast and stuff.
So what did you end up making this morning, by the by? Because I took a nap shortly after.
I had 2 eggs over medium, home fries, 3 strips of bacon, 2 biscuits, and some fruit.
Sounds good to me. I'm hungry.
See, they need to invent a pass it through the phone app. That way, the people that look at my pictures and holy crap, I can just kind of pass it through the cell phone. Just, somebody needs to get on that app.
You know what's funny is that I do these live streams with you Americans and stuff, and we get into arguments about what a biscuit is or whatever, or what gravy is. But if you get there are people in the UK that refer to certain types of food as different terminology that are just stupid. Like people from the Midlands are just stupid. They call like a bread roll a bread cake.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's not a cake. Stupid.
It is. It's a roll is a roll. If it's the bread, it's bread. If it's a cake, it's cake. It's you can't, smash the 2 words together. You confuse people. And Jay Wolf, no, I either have home fries or grits with my breakfast.
See, I'll often double up because, in my opinion, you can't have too many taters. So I'll make fried taters and corned beef hash, which, of course, corned beef hash has small bits of potatoes in it.
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
Baps, stotties, and cob. Yeah, those are all different names for like bread rolls. Although isn't a bap a sandwich? I'm echoing. I can hear myself echoing.
You're not echoing on my end.
I can hear.
You're not echoing on my end. I got my headphones.
See, here in America,
so.
if you say cob, we're thinking corn.
Yeah.
What the hell is a bread roll? Well, it's a little bit of bread, usually hard bread as well. Yeah. You usually get them at hotels or at decent restaurants. They give you a little bit of butter and a knife to cut it. And I know you lot can't hear me echoing, but I can hear myself.
Oh,
it has stopped. It has stopped now.
Okay. It's like one of these days when I get everything set up and start doing my cooking videos. One of the cooking videos is how to do a country fried steak breakfast.
Ooh.
I want
yeah,
steak.
I'm gonna be doing one of those.
Well, country fried steak is special. It's battered and gravy and
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You can hear your arteries hardening as you eat. But
yeah, but it's good. Well, it's like Ronan and I argue over how to eat grits because I like my grits with cheese. He likes his with sugar. And the only way that we agree about what else should go with it is we'll put eggs and sausage in our grits. But I told him I don't
like
know
mine with sugar and butter.
Oh, okay. See, you and Ronan would get along all right in the grit area. I like mine cheesy.
Yeah.
I like cheese.
Cheese is good.
Hey, Pat, by the way, I did see you come in. Just hadn't had a chance to say
Hey, Pat.
hello.
Hey, Pat. I also know how to make Bisquick pancakes and pancakes without the box. Because, one is harder than the other, especially if you forget the baking soda and the salt.
My grandmother used to make the best homemade biscuits.
Oh, yeah.
Using Bisquick and so forth. I called my grandmother Mammy. That's what we all called her. We didn't call her grandma or granny, or it was Mammy.
Mm-hmm.
And she would make it and always take this big glob that was extra and bake it up for me. So I'd have it was like a huge biscuit.
Yeah.
She called that her Mammy special. And it was just for me.
Well, see, through experimentation, as my mom would tell you, it took me over 30 years to figure out how to make a biscuit properly, because my biscuits would always come out hard and dense. And, well, I had just about given up until I talked to somebody about the proper technique and then added my own flair. So now I can actually make biscuits that taste like Chick-fil-A biscuits.
And no, Bansma, I don't care that you called my wife Granny. I told her that. And she says, well, the grandkids don't even call me Granny. No, they call her Mama. It's a redneck thing.
Yep.
Mama and Pepple.
I call her Mama Wing.
Yep.
Yeah. But
It's her actual name, by the way.
Is that her actual name?
Yeah, Mama Wing, yeah. Her first name's Mama, second name's Wing.
I almost gave you what her real name was there for a second. You almost got me.
Almost forgot myself there. And then self-preservation kicked in. I said, no, you don't want to dox yourself, you moron. Yeah.
But
our RVA we've been to, when I was riding with Ronan, I had to laugh a couple of times when we stopped places for breakfast, because they'll have if they don't call it country fried steak, they call it chicken fried steak.
Yeah.
And then if you go further down the menu, you get the most redundant menu entry ever, because they will literally put on the menu chicken fried chicken.
May contain chicken and nuts.
Right. First time I pointed that out to Ronan, he goes, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, no, keep looking down the menu. You'll see it. Chicken fried chicken.
Okay.
Last time I was there, and it's been a long time since I've been at Bob Evans, but they done a pretty good chicken fried steak.
Oh, yeah.
It's good stuff. Good stuff.
The Petro and the TA can do a pretty good country fried steak.
Thank you, Cryptic, for the donation. Leave it to Cryptic. Dog, the other red meat.
Hey, Pat, your mate was here earlier, by the way. I can see that they were arguing on Twitter about an hour ago.
Oh, you've been arguing with? I was like, who's his mate?
Brother Bear's ideas as of late have gone down the left-hand path, for lack of a better term.
Oh, is that who you were referring to? It was Brother Bear?
Yeah, he got it about an hour ago.
I try to give him the benefit of the doubt, because we go back a long time. We used to stream together back when I first got started. Me, him, Danny the Dingo, and a few others. In fact, he was in the stream where I gave Markov, if you remember him, a good dressing down. But lately it's pretty out there, and getting harder and harder for me to be nice to the guy. That's probably the best thing to do, Pat, is just let him bark in the wind.
Yeah. I had to let him do that one day when he was trying to convince me of all people, that what was happening in Venezuela wasn't real socialism. Me.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're ending this conversation before you really get on my nerves.
I don't know what I suspect going to college. Because that's when he started going to college. Is about the time he flipped. But anyway, let's get off BB. Let's get on to something else. I just seen an article, and I'm wondering, is this some new kink that I don't that I'm not aware of, and I thought I knew of all of them. Florida woman pulls alligator out of pants during traffic stop.
Why?
Florida woman pulls alligator out of pants during traffic stop. Now, is this some kind of new kink that I'm not aware of? Because
I'll just be over here.
See, now it would be truly Florida man if a Florida woman had been stopped riding an alligator at traffic lights. That would have been amazing. But why did she have them down her pants?
I don't know. Let's see. A Florida woman pulled a small alligator out of her pants during a traffic stop Monday morning, authorities said. The unidentified woman showed an officer the reptile when asked, "Do you have anything else?" There were also 42 striped mud turtles and one soft-shelled turtle in the woman's vehicle when she was pulled over on a highway in Punta Gorda, some 100 miles south of Tampa, according to the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission was called to the scene to investigate. The woman was cited for possession and bag limit violations for all 3 species, which are native to Florida but are regulated. The reptiles were then seized and released, according to a spokesperson.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got to say spokesperson.
Yeah, right.
The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. Florida is home to more than 1 million gators, and the reptiles are protected under state law. It is illegal to kill, injure, capture, or possess alligators without a permit.
Yeah.
Still doesn't tell us why it was down her pants.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. But I have a headline in the story that might balance that out, and it didn't happen in Florida.
Okay.
This one is out of Kingsport, Tennessee. Bare buns. Half-naked woman falls through cookout ceiling.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Police in Tennessee say a half-naked woman fell twice through a restaurant ceiling and landed in its kitchen. News outlets reported 26-year-old Harley C. Morton was arrested Tuesday on charges including trespassing and disorderly conduct. A Kingsport police report says a cookout employee called 911 when the naked bottom half of a woman dropped through the ceiling tiles. It says a responding officer found her wallet with her ID on the restaurant's roof. Police say she may have got into the ceiling through an air conditioning unit. It says Morton fell through the ceiling again while the officer was on the roof. It says she landed on the floor and was arrested by other officers. It's unclear if she has a lawyer.
Wow.
Okay. Maybe she thought if she took her clothes off, she could squeeze in a tighter space. Maybe she greased herself up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, I don't know what would possess people to do that.
Your boy Pat says they sell gator dildos. I'm not surprised, and I can almost understand it. But a live one, that seems a little dangerous. I mean, it would be more dangerous if it was a male that stuffed it down his pants. I mean, and I shouldn't have to explain that to you. But yeah.
I've just grabbed a couple of articles. Oh, imagine my shock. I can't access one of them because of the European Economic Area. I'm going to DM it to you, Bloodwing, via the Hangout, in the Hangout chat, not DMs.
All right. Let me get over to that.
Yeah.
Tennessee Marine went, oh no, as soon as I pop in, it would have to be a Tennessee story. Great.
We recognize you attempted to access this website from a country belonging to the European Economic Area, including the EU, which enforces the General Data Protection Regulation, and therefore access cannot be granted at this time.
Fuck you.
You do that scarily well, Bear. I got to tell you.
Yeah.
I am the Rampno King, after all.
Okay, and here is that story. Portland man gets 4 months for trying to bribe ICE officer to deport wife and her child.
Wow.
Way to get rid of him. A Portland man was sentenced to 4 months in federal prison Monday. Wow. 4 months. Well, after the U.S. Attorney's Officer in Oregon says he tried to bribe an immigration and customs enforcement deportation officer several times. Antonio Oswaldo Burgos, 48, followed the officer in his vehicle from the ICE office in Portland to a parking lot in Vancouver on May 24th last year and offered to pay the officer to deport his wife, according to court documents.
Well, he's taking a much better route than what that guy did last week. The guy who tried to with the with the chemical weapons.
Burgos had met his wife in El Salvador and was in the process of divorcing her, court documents state. The officer declined Burgos's offer and reported the event to the ICE Office of Professions Responsibility. The officer on May 31st made a recorded phone call to Burgos with the assistance of an OPR investigation team, and Burgos offered again, tried to bribe the officer. What? That doesn't even offered again to bribe the officer. Forget the tried. Oh, Lord. People can't English today.
No.
Offering to pay $3,000 for the removal of his wife from the U.S., the attorney's office says. The officer on June 5th made a second recorded call with assistance from OPR, during which Burgos offered for a third time to pay the officer for his wife's removal. Burgos met with the officer in person on June 6th, 2018, and tried to bribe the officer once more, offering to pay $4,000 for the removal. Boy, the cost went up. For the
Oh, you cut out there, mate. Hello?
Uh-oh.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah. Blood, you coming back there, mate? No? Right. Okay, in that case, Bloodwing can continue to read the article when he returns, and I will read the other article that I'm not blocked by the European Economic Area anymore.
Sorry.
I am the Rampno King. I'll read this. It's from dtop.com. I assume it's local news. Woman arrested for trespassing 3 times at CIA, asking to speak with Agent Penis. So, yeah. A woman who allegedly trespassed 3 days in a row at the Central Intelligence Agency headquarters and requested to speak to Agent Penis has been arrested. And is Bloodwing returned?
I have. Rawr.
Let me finish up on this article, mate. Then we can go back to the
other one.
The, deportation article.
The variation of the Henny Youngman joke. Deport my wife, please.
Yes. Jennifer G. Hernandez, 58, of North Carolina, allegedly, there's that word again, traveled to CIA headquarters in Langley, Virginia 4 times since April 22nd, according to the criminal complaint filed by Officer Mirko Pina of that's awfully close, isn't it? Of the CIA's Security Protective Service. During her first visit to the heavily fortified complex, Hernandez walked to the visitor center. The defendant explained to the officer that she had applied for employment at the CIA and that her recruiter directed her to come to the agency. The complaint said, when told she was trespassing, Hernandez walked away. The next time Hernandez arrived at the CIA, May 1st, she was sitting in the rear seat of a Lyft vehicle. By video phone, she told the officer she was there to meet with her recruiter. She received a written warning for trespassing on an agency installation and was warned that if she returned, she would be cited for trespassing. The next day, May 2nd, arriving in an Uber, this bitch don't give up. Hernandez said she wanted to speak to her recruiter and knew to come to headquarters because her phone was off. Realizing she had been issued a written warning the day before, the officer cited Hernandez for trespassing. Finally, on the afternoon, May 3rd, Hernandez showed up at the visitor center and requested to speak to Agent Penis. Because that sounds like an excellent code name that aspiring CIA agents would
we're
like.
Sorry, but Agent Penis is not here today. He's having a hard day.
It's not available right now. He's having a hard day. Police ordered her to leave the premises and asked her how she intended to depart. She said, by bus. Officers remained with Hernandez at the bus stop for several minutes. When the next bus arrived, she asked the officers, do you really think I'm going to leave? You know, this is the CIA. They could have just shot your ass and just dumped you somewhere and no one would know where you went.
Nope.
And no, they wouldn't ask questions either because, you know, CIA, black bag those motherfuckers.
Yeah, this lady sounds like she definitely has some mental issues.
Yeah, they need to sort that shit out. Yeah, they should have just let her into the reception area, give her a lollipop, you know, leave her there for a few hours and say, oh, sorry, Agent Penis isn't available right now.
Give her a button pin, you know, that says, I was at the CIA. And
yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah. Give her a CIA T-shirt. You know, she might be happy with that.
I visited the CIA and all I got was this stupid shirt.
There we go. Yeah, I think she might be a little bit cray cray.
Little bit.
Yeah. She's been ordered not to physically appear at CIA buildings or property before her next appearance on May 23rd. So I guess that's a story that we'll have to watch out for, guys.
Yeah. So I don't know how far into the article I went bye-bye. Because I read the entire thing before I realized.
I think it was the third bribing. The second or the third?
The third bribing. Well, there's not much more to go after that. Burgos met with the officer in person on June 6, 2018, and tried to bribe the officer once more, offering to pay $4,000 for the removal of his wife and his wife's minor child from her previous relationship, the attorney's office said. Burgos, on November 20th, 2018, pleaded guilty to one count of bribery of a public official. In court Monday, he was sentenced to 4 months in federal prison and 3 years of supervised release. The case was jointly investigated by ICE, OPR, and Homeland Security Investigations. My first thought when I was reading that was, folks, if you see an ICE official in his or her vehicle driving down the road, don't follow them.
Yeah, right.
That's a good way to get your butt shot.
Deport my wife, please. I'll pay you.
Hold on. Before I read this article, I have to take a screenshot of it and share it to Twitter because it's disgusting. Just give me a wee second there. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. I will read it. Just give me a minute. I'm just
okay.
Okay, are you ready for this?
We're ready.
Are you ready for peak British police-ness?
Yes. I was born ready.
I'm glad you were. This is ridiculous. Oh my God. Police to look into the possibility of bringing cardboard cop cars to Nottingham.
What?
I'm going to read it again, just in case y'all didn't hear me.
All right.
British police, to look into the possibility of bringing cardboard cop cars to Nottingham. They have been used in other parts of the world to reduce crime. I don't believe you.
I do, and here's why. You all know that my family's from Kentucky. Mm-hmm. And the town that they're from, if you took a dart and threw it at a map of Kentucky and hit dead center, you would probably hit the little town of 600 people that I'm from called Houstonville. Of course, we called it Hooterville. You know, for you older ones, you'll get that reference. But it's a typical one stoplight, sidewalks roll up at 6 p.m. little country town. right? The town only had one cop car, and it didn't run.
Oh God!
So they parked it by the one stoplight with a dummy in the driver's seat.
Oh my God!
I kid you not. To help cut down on speeders. So I do believe that this has been used before. I don't know how effective it is.
I believe it's been used before. And I get why they're bringing it up, because it's a visual deterrent. But really, really,
Right?
I think they've watched too many documentaries on the History Channel about D-Day, about the Normandy, because it's a well-known fact that they tried to throw the Germans off by blow-ups of tanks and jeeps and cannons and equipment, and stationing them on different parts of the coast of England.
Yeah.
To try to make them think that's where they were going to come from. Maybe they watched too many of them.
Maybe. We don't have the funding right now to actually have real police cars with real policemen inside them. Apparently not. I guess it's a lot cheaper, eh?
Apparently.
Reminds me of that drama show that covered the Borgia, the old Pope Borgia and his family, and how the Vatican came under attack or whatever, and they had fake cannons all along the thing, and they were like made out of clay or whatever. Cardboard cop cars could be making their way to Nottingham to reduce crime and slow down speeding drivers. Police officers covering the Arboretum asked the public for their views on bringing the cars to Nottingham over their Twitter account. Of course, they did it on Twitter. What is? Oh, don't ask the public. Don't tell them you're gonna do it. Just friggin' do it. Oh my God. Oh. Police and Crime Commissioner Paddy Tipping. Of course, his name's Paddy Tipping. God's sake, said it was an interesting idea and the force would be looking at their effectiveness. Nottinghamshire police already use cardboard police officers in shops and public buildings to stop would-be thieves.
I'm still stuck on Paddy Tipping. I wished I could do an Irish accent, because that's just oh my God, that's great.
Hi, I'm Paddy Tipping. I think that's an interesting idea. The new edition would help prevent vehicle crime and speeding motorists. Oh my God, they've actually got cardboard cutout police officers in like corner shops and stuff. I got to take a screenshot. I've got to take another screenshot. I will share screen in a minute, just so you can see how mad this is. Sorry, hold on. Just give me a second. Oh, that's fucking hilarious! The absolute state of my country. Let me share the screenshot real quick, so you can see the quality of cop car and police officer that you can expect to bump into as you drive to the store.
Oh yeah, that looks convincing.
Would you like to see the cardboard officer?
Yes, please.
I like how he's got his sunroof open there, though.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh my God.
Oh.
If this actually works as a deterrent, it says a lot for the people in Nottingham.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Okay. I am actually very curious to know just how many of these will get stolen in future.
The funny thing is like I'm one of those people that just doesn't pay attention when I'm out and about, right? And then I walk into the store, and if I bumped into that, I would shit myself. Like, not because of the police officer, but like, why is it cardboard? Oh,
Mike
God.
said,
You know, I was thinking something, something that looked a little more realistic.
Right.
But good God, you can even see the white border around this thing.
There and there.
Yeah. They didn't try very hard.
Oh, good Lord. I am telling you, people are going to steal these by the dozens.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And put little cartoon bubbles out there. Oi, you got a license for that knife? Oh, good grief, Bear.
I know. I'm gonna get in my car. I'm gonna drive down to Nottingham, and I'm gonna steal all of them. All of them.
Oh, the ridiculousness. Holy crap. Not all cardboard cutouts. Push button.
Hey, hashtag cutout lives matter.
Oh my God. The story I found pales in comparison. Holy shit. Dude fell asleep in Kansas City and woke up in Chicago, but not in the way you think.
Okay.
All right. Drunk baggage handler falls asleep in hold, flies to Chicago.
Oh, I've told the story. Do you remember the story of Belly Bob? Because I've actually had a friend that happened to.
Oh my God. Is it police say a baggage handler told him he was drunk when he fell asleep in a cargo hold and flew from Kansas City to Chicago? I think he passed out. American Airlines says the Piedmont Airlines employee was working American Flight 363 on Saturday when Boeing 737 left Kansas City International Airport with the handler in a heated and pressurized cargo hold. Chicago police spokesman Anthony, whose last name I ain't even going to attempt, says he was found when the flight landed about an hour later at Chicago's O'Hare Airport. The spokesman says the handler told police he was intoxicated and had fallen asleep. No charges were filed, and he was sent back to Kansas City. American says it's grateful the handler wasn't injured and is reviewing what happened. The handler's name wasn't released. Of course not, because the amount of ribbing he would get from his family would be immeasurable.
Yeah, unless their handlers are union, that boy's losing his job.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I fell asleep. No, you passed out. You were drunk, you passed out.
All right. Well, I've got something here that might be worth a giggle. As soon as it loads here. Ocasio-Cortez posts about garbage disposal in posh new apartment.
It's funny enough, I was just looking at that story.
New York Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. You don't have to say it twice. Oh,
they do. They've got a word counter to fill, mate.
I'm guessing. Yeah. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is learning a lot of new things in Washington, including about what a garbage disposal is. The 29-year-old freshman congresswoman posted photos and videos on Instagram showing the apparently terrifying contraption at work in her swanky DC apartment and saying she'd never seen one before. Okay, everyone, I need your help because I just moved into this apartment a few months ago and I just flipped a switch and it made that noise and it scared the daylights out of me. Ocasio-Cortez can be heard saying in footage. I am told this is a garbage disposal. I've never seen a garbage disposal. I never had one in any place I've ever lived, she later said.
All right.
The Green New Deal touting Bronx Democrat wondered whether the device was environmentally sound. Of course she did.
Wow.
The DC apartment is bougie. I guess she means bourgeois. And has things I've never seen before, Ocasio-Cortez captioned the video, later noting, is this what social mobility is? Using kitchen appliances you never saw growing up.
No, stupid.
The Bronx-born representative ended her Instagram story by quipping, all you people telling me to reach in and grab whatever's there are just Republicans trying to test my health insurance. I'm on to you.
Okay, that's funny.
I gotta give her credit. Yeah, credit where credit due. That was funny. But come on, never seen a garbage disposal before?
See, I've seen one. I have one in this apartment, but I didn't grow up with one. So I asked Ronan, can I put eggshells down there? Is this okay to put down there? Because never having used one, I've seen it. I know what they do. I just don't know what's acceptable to put down there. I know you don't put plastic down there. I'm not that stupid. But I don't know what in terms of food stuff you can and can't put in there.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing that she didn't know what one was. Look,
Yeah.
I'm a poor old redneck. The only way I'm able to pay my cable bill is because of you guys. In order to stay online. That's it. I mean, I'm not ashamed to admit it. And live in a tiny little house. And I have a garbage disposal. And even if you've never had one, certainly you would have seen one on TV or whatever, a movie, something, and know what it is. So yeah, Perfectly Faded Illusions. I'm with you. I'm kind of suspect about this. Come on.
Yeah. Yes, like when I posted the picture on Twitter the other day of the cookware I had just bought, and a couple people asked me if I was going to get cast iron, and I'm like, I have tried cooking on it a couple of times. I didn't grow up using it, and the few times that I did use it, I wound up getting shit stuck to it. So I'm a little.
What was that? A cast iron skillet?
Yeah.
Yeah, they take it and used to.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'd rather, with my cookware that I have now, and then pick up some cast iron later on, because I don't want to accidentally screw up my food because I cooked it wrong. Because that's a whole other animal right there, is cast iron. I would like to learn how to cook on it, but that's for later on. But yeah, never having seen a garbage disposal, that's bullshit.
Yeah, she's talking out of her ass there.
She is. I just have a hard time believing that anybody is that ignorant. Although I have met some pretty ignorant people. I was at a job once where in those days you could smoke in public places, and I could smoke on the job, and I lit a cigarette, and it's when those mini Bix lighters, the really tiny ones had first come out.
Yep.
And this girl that worked there seen it and said, "Oh, where did you get that?" And I said, "Well, I forgot and left it in my pants pocket when I washed them and put them in the dryer, and it shrunk."
Wow.
And she believed me. Of course, I've told the story before of one of J-Kid's ex-girlfriends coming out the house. I was laying under my van at the time, putting a new muffler on it. Yeah. Here I'm, laying under it in the driveway with my legs sticking out. And she goes, "Oh, what are you doing under there?" And I said, "Well, I really needed a nap, but it was kind of hot out, so I crawled under here to get some shade." Mm-hmm. And she said, "Oh, okay, bye."
Oh, I remember working for delivering pizzas for Pizza Hut, and we had this kid. It was his first job as a delivery guy and stuff. And we had to teach him how to do some of the side work and some of the prep for the next day. And so they were teaching him, how to put the frozen dough, how much squirts of oil to put in the pan for the frozen pan dough and all this stuff. And he comes up from the back with a broken piece of frozen dough. And he looks at this. He looks at the assistant manager, who used to be in the military, so most of you probably know where this is going. And he goes, "This dough is broken. Is there any way to fix it?" and with the most deadpan straight face I've ever seen, he looks at the kid and he goes, "Yeah, you go 2 doors up to Kroger and you buy a dough repair kit."
Well,
And the kid actually walked out the door and went to Kroger, spent 2.5 hours at Kroger trying to find a dough repair.
that's a variation of a very old trick. And your boy Pat, sorry, but you got to go to the daughter's graduation.
Yeah.
I get you, but you got to go. I've mentioned before, I spent a lot of years working in car dealerships.
Yeah.
And my very first job straight out of high school was as a lot boy on a used car lot on a Ford dealership. And I was green as green could be. Didn't know anything. And if you don't know what a lot boy is pretty much of a jack of all trades. He has to wash the cars. I had to sweep the offices, had to park them, make sure the lines were straight. In between washings, I had to go around with this special cloth and dust them off, and just run for lunch for the salesman. Just pretty much whatever they could think to tell me to do. And they called me into the office one time, and one of the salesmen says, "We got a storm coming up. Got a real bad storm coming up, and I need you to go find the vinyl top locks so we can lock the vinyl tops down on the cars." Well, like I said, I was green as heck. Yeah. I didn't know. And I went around that whole dealership. I even went over to the new car side, over into the garage. I'm asking mechanics, does anybody know where the vinyl top locks are? And of course, nobody told me. Yeah. Yeah, it's a snipe hunt. Mimi.
Ronan did that to a mechanic that had gotten on his it was a newbie. It was a newbie mechanic. No, it was a newbie driver. And the guy goes, "Well, I just need," he goes, "what you need," because his truck was missing something and he didn't know what it needed. So first of all, Ronan goes, "Oh yeah, I went in the cab and I looked at it and everything." As I said, "Well, first thing you need is blinker fluid. Second thing you need, the second thing you need is an ASH receiver." And the kid's like, "Okay, yeah, all right." So he goes over to maintenance and he's telling everybody what he needs. He doesn't understand why they're laughing at him. And the one guy in maintenance that knows Ronan called Ronan and went, "ASH receiver, huh? So the kid needs an ashtray."
Of course, as time went on, I furthered the tradition. It was at a different dealership at this point. I was assistant manager. And I used to tell my lot boys when we'd first hire them, because you generally get a pretty high turnover of lot boys. People don't stay in that job very long. And anyway, I would tell them, "Hey, you need to go down to this parts store because we're out of them here, and pick up a Conant valve and hubcap gaskets because we're out." And actually got some to go down. And I remember one time the parts store I sent him to called me up on the phone and said, "Did you send this kid down here?" And I said, "Yeah." Well, he goes, "Well, I'm playing along, but I'm having a hard time keeping my straight face."
Yeah, there's the old joke. So a bubble for a spirit level, things like that. Yeah. They got me my first day in the Navy on ship. We go, "Right, off you go to the doctor's office to get your MEAT injection." None of us cottoned on.
Nephew's friend Dennis used to be in the Army. Used to be an Army Ranger, and he used to have the MOS of electronics communications, and he also did the tech support stuff. And he said he was called into a commanding officer's office because something was the computer wasn't working right. So he went in there and he took a look at it and everything, and within 2 minutes he fixed what was wrong without telling the commanding officer what it was. And the commanding officer goes, "What was the problem?" And he goes, I looked at him. He goes, a pepcac problem, sir. And I went, Dennis, what is a pepcac problem? He goes, problem exists between computer and chair.
I like that.
Red Feather One says he's still looking for a round to it. Good news. I know where there are some because my dad used to make them. He would make these, cut wood in a circle, and on it he would etch in round to it.
For God's sake. They're terrible, these jokes, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, but you know me. I'm you toss me a softball like that, if you're really that silly as to ask me what I'm doing laying under the car,
Yeah.
I'm going to feed you a line.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
My dad was an aircraft mechanic in the Air Force, and he said he had to train this airman. And he said the first thing he asked the airman to do is go find a 50-gallon drum of jet exhaust fluid.
Oh, for God's sake.
The guy said, how long was he around till he figured out there was no such thing? Dad goes, funnily enough, it took him 5.5 hours to ask somebody where a drum was.
My old chief gunner stitched up some of the newer lads, probably about a year after I joined my ship, and we were going to be doing a sea dart firing, missile firing, and he convinced this group of like young lads that they'd have to be a team to light the missiles. Like they were friggin' fireworks or something. And I listened to they had a proper briefing as well. Like he made them get up in like full armor, and helmets and everything, and anti-flash gloves and anti-flash mask and that. And they're like, right, lads, right, so and so here's gonna light it, and then you're all gonna run. I was trying so hard not to laugh, man.
Cryptic, thank you for the donation. I send my Marines to get an ID 10T form. If you don't get it, look at that real close. It spells something.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, memories like the corners of my mind.
Yeah, the lads got me on one as well one time. It's probably not as funny, but they said to me, "Oh, Bear, have you heard about the new there's the new GU11 variant of missile?" I was like, "No, I've not heard of that." And what they did is they weren't trying to get me on like a gotcha or whatever. They were using it to try to catch one of the other lads out for bullshitting all the time.
Yeah,
because they asked him and they went, "Oh, have you heard about it?" And they was like, yeah, it's good missile that. And they explained it to me afterwards, and they went, "Seagull." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't cotton onto it."
RJ Bansma, CNN fired 100 staffers and ratings drop. Amid ratings drop. I'm not surprised.
Nope.
I'm not shocked at all.
Yeah. I mean, they've been spewing bull crap for how long now? It was bound to,
it's not just CNN. It's all of them, all the mainstream media.
Mm-hmm.
None of it's news anymore. It's just opinion pieces.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of it really is. A lot of them tend to get their news from places like Reddit and just like social media. It's like, yeah, I suppose you could call that journalism because they had to go look for it, but they didn't have to leave their computer desk to go look for it, did they?
Look, if you're quoting BuzzFeed for your stories, there's a problem.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Cryptic, for the donation. I also tell them to go get the keys to the Humvee.
Is there? I do have one more article.
Okay, yeah, we got time. Yeah,
and it's not a funny one.
Okay.
Of course, it's about the UKIP, Carl Benjamin, Sargon of Akkad, Jess Phillips stuff. If that's okay.
No, fine. Go ahead.
Okay. UKIP candidate to be investigated over Jess Phillips rape joke.
Wow.
They're sending a cardboard police officer to handle it. Police are looking into remarks by UKIP candidate Carl Benjamin after Labour MP Jess Phillips accused him of malicious communications. Mr. Benjamin, who is standing in the European elections, tweeted that he wouldn't even rape Miss Phillips because that's now a crime in the UK, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
Miss Phillips told the BBC's Victoria Derbyshire programme, that's like a morning political show as well, topical show here in the UK, anyone who doesn't know. She cried in the street after hearing a video by him. Now, I'm going to say what I said this morning again. Bullshit! You're a politician, woman. you have dealt with worse.
Right?
Literally, like she has dealt with worse. She's spoken about things that I would, hold akin to being far, far worse than just a fucking tweet that says I wouldn't even rape you.
Well, he needs to send her an updated tweet. It says, "I wouldn't even cardboard cut out you."
Oh, I think it's pathetic, man. Like I said this on stream earlier today. Like I didn't go into politics, well, because I'm not, didn't go to school. Like, but because I know for a fact if I went into politics, I wouldn't be able to handle that level of harassment and abuse. Like, online, I've been dogpiled before, whatever. But those guys get attacked in the street and all sorts if they express the wrong opinions.
Oh yeah.
With their families, it's disgusting what happens to some politicians, regardless of country. And she must have dealt with some real, actual harassment.
Yeah.
And now she's doing this on purpose. It's just political maneuvering. She just wants to see off Sargon, in my opinion.
Probably.
There's no way she actually cried. She said that until she had been putting on a brave face on it and pretending that it was all fine and that I could cope, the Birmingham MP has called for people who promote rape and sexual violence, because saying that you won't rape somebody is promoting rape and sexual violence, apparently. And of course, you can't joke about those things either for some strange reason. To have a lifetime ban from running for elected office. Have you even seen some of the MPs that you work with, woman? Didn't you threaten to stab Jeremy Corbyn?
Wow.
So she said something along the lines that she would knife him in the front. And of course, she was, making an analogy when she said that. But seeing as we're taking things literally,
right?
I think we should take what she said literally. That's a death threat. That's punishable by prison time. After the interview, UKIP's official Twitter feed posted, "The year is 2019. Jokes you heard down the pub are now worthy of police investigation." Well, they're not wrong, are they? Being sarcastic. West Midlands Police said it had received a report of malicious communications relating to Mrs. Phillips. A spokesman said officers have spoken to Miss Phillips. Wait, is it Mrs. Phillips or is it Ms. Phillips? BBC. Make your mind up.
It's
Ms.
Phillips.
Gotta love that continuity.
For God's sake, man. Any chance?
Editing.
The bloody BBC. For God's sake. Officers have spoken to Ms. Phillips, and the comments are being investigated to establish if an offence has taken place. I can tell you now, it hasn't. The MP for Birmingham Yardley told Victoria Derbyshire she did not fear for her physical safety, but worried for her mental health after thousands of messages from Twitter users attacking her in the last year alone. There's a block button, a mute button that you can use.
Yeah. And there's an off button on your devices.
Yeah. Believe it or not, you can turn it off.
Yeah.
You can just ignore all those notifications. You've also had a butt ton of people supporting you, Jess. So
if something like that makes you cry, maybe politics really isn't for you.
Yeah.
It's like when people start insulting me on Twitter, and the last time that happened, instead of ignoring it, instead of it making it, instead of me getting angry, which I don't do, because after 12 years of high school, that shit, I'm pretty numb to it. I started rating the insults.
Well, yeah, I'm just as apt if somebody insults me to tell them something like, "Yeah, so what's your point?"
Yeah.
You know.
Because I think the first insult was, "Yeah, I saw your profile picture. I don't believe what you're saying because you're that ugly." I'm like, "Oh, he called me ugly. 12 years of schooling being made fun of. That's 2 out of 10. Cliche. Try again." That's pretty much what I did. Like, come on, try harder.
She's not offended. She's not. There's no
No.
way she is. There's just
No.
no way that she is. She's doing it on purpose.
She's playing it up for the people that follow her and swallow her crap. That believe in what she says. She's playing it up for them. What she doesn't realize is by doing this, and it's the same mistake the Democrats made in 2016, and they're starting to make in 2020, is by doing all this insulting and oh, me, and they're a terrible person. She's getting Sargon all kinds of attention.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. But she's trying to remove him and deplatform him before he can become a threat, I guess. That's not going to happen, Jess. It might if you get your way, like and have his ass arrested, which I don't think is completely impossible, especially in this country.
Neckersaw, get your mind out of the gutter, you dirty person. Ooh, swallow crap. Not that kind of swallow. Jesus, you dirty, filthy. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Your sex past you. Sometimes I would rather someone punch me in the face than the constant degradation you suffer as a woman in the public eye.
Okay, I'm sure there's plenty of people that'll stand in line to do that.
Last time I checked, it was Nigel Farage, Jacob Rees-Mogg, Tommy Robinson, Sargon of Akkad, a whole bunch of other males
since you're offering.
that were, harassed violently in the streets. Please shut the fuck up. On Mr. Benjamin, she said she would not understand how a person who wrote the comments online was allowed to run to be an MEP. Well, that's because maybe it was a 4-year-old tweet. And the fact that you're making a big deal out of it right now and then rising to the fact that he's making sarcastic video responses, which, by the way, was flagged off of YouTube. That says way more about you, to be honest. Yeah. I don't understand how someone like you, someone so overtly emotional, can be allowed to still be an MP. You're supposed to be a strong, person and able to handle this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and let me be clear. I've said it before. It was a joke by Sargon. Was it a good idea to make that joke? Probably not. But, that's not the point. It was still a joke, and for her to drag up something that's 4 years old, as you say, it's not going to work out in her favor. But I think that's the thing. In today's society, people are so used to getting their way. If they throw a hissy fit, let's fall down on the floor and bang our head on the floor and throw a fit. Ah!
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it certainly seems like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it need to do with what my parents did to me. My mom told me once that when I was little, I used to throw fits, and I would throw a fit by laying in the floor and banging my head off the floor and, kicking and screaming. And they didn't know how to get me to stop. So finally, one day, Mom just decided, just let him do it. And I banged my head on the floor, evidently, so much it gave me a headache, and I stopped that.
I did it just the opposite way. My mom said that it was a parenting technique she had never seen before because I was living with my parents, raising Paul, and he started pitching a fit, the terrible twos. And instead of walking away and ignoring him, instead of trying to get him to be quiet, my mom, who was upstairs, hears from the basement, "Go ahead, scream louder, make it sound like I'm killing you. Grandma can't hear you yet. Go ahead, scream a little louder." And he just shut up and looked at me like I had lost my ever-loved mind.
But it's an attention ploy, and they've gotten so used to getting what they want by throwing a little hissy fit.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be very interesting to see what happens next.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to work out in her favor. Am I saying that I think Sargon's going to get elected? I don't know. I don't know enough about UK politics to make that call. But
I don't know what sentiment is in the region that he's running in either. This is different. This isn't general election. This is MEP elections. It's a different ball game, and I don't really trust the polls. So not Polish, not Polish people.
Thank you, RVA Dar. Tell the missus happy birthday. # cardboard lives matter. There you go.
I completely agree. They do matter. Peter Ullman said they've been around for 15 years. Have they? I guess so. It's the first time I've ever seen them or heard of them.
It's still hilarious.
It is hilarious, yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be so bad if they looked a little better, a little more realistic.
Yeah, the fact that they didn't even cut out the white bits on it. It's just shocking. But we have 4 minutes left of the stream, guys.
Yep.
So if you have any questions for any of us hosting the stream right now, then we will do our best to answer them for you.
Man, time goes by when you're having fun.
It does. It does.
I've laughed so much this stream, I didn't realize.
Yeah.
That's a sign of a good stream.
There you go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a sign of a good stream. All right, there's Peter. There he is. It's funny, I've never seen him. Never seen him.
Or maybe you did, Bear, and just didn't realize they weren't real.
That says more about them than what it does me. I'm just saying. That and the online anti-misogyny bill. Or I wouldn't even sneak into your house and hide in the cupboards. Don't say that, for God's sake. Don't say that. You think she's spurging out now?
RJ Vansma says, how do you order seafood as Redneck? Give me them lobsters and some beer. I suppose I would. I'm not a real seafood guy. So about the only thing I'll eat is catfish.
Well, you see it and you eat it, don't you?
Yeah, I see food and I eat it. Yeah, I'm on a seafood diet.
It's the best diet.
I do like LJS, Long John Silver's, for those that aren't familiar. But yeah, not a real seafood guy. Give me some of that there catfish and some beer, I reckon, is how I would say
it. Best way to make tea, kettle. I completely agree with you, Simius.
Nope.
Well done.
Yep.
It's a kettle.
Nope.
Yep.
Microwave.
Yep. Nope. Oh God, no. That's about as bad as nuking coffee. No.
I just nuked coffee when I stepped away to the bathroom a while ago.
Oh, and I just cringed.
Well, it was cold, and I'm sure you all didn't want to wait until I heated it up conventional methods by the time I got back.
Well, I do have an announcement for those of you that don't follow me on Twitter, and Ronan's as excited as I am. Thanks to Sarah Lee, who does follow me on Twitter and lives close to us. Within the next couple of weeks, we're going to have a pupper.
Oh, yeah, I seen that. I did see that now that you mention it.
A little Boston Terrier.
To answer Perfectly Fair Delusions, who says, what if I said to Jess Phillips, I'm a rape survivor, and what Sargon did is not as bad? I think she'd probably block you.
Probably. That's their general reaction to something, to someone that doesn't agree with them. Jimmy Hats, let me clue you in. I like pineapple on pizza. Ha! Uh-huh.
Well, he does microwave his coffee, guys. You have to just be understanding with him.
Like that. Of course, my favorite pizza is spinach Alfredo. I
like spinach Alfredo.
Yeah. See, I'm an oddball. I don't like pepperoni, so I don't like pepperoni pizza.
I can take it or leave it. I'm really not much of a pizza person. Yeah. Blame that on my ex-son-in-law. I swear to God, left to him, he would eat pizza every day. And I'm not exaggerating. There were many weeks that he would order pizza 3-4 days out of the week.
Ugh.
I'm like, yeah, I appreciate that you're buying food. Of course, he was using my daughter's money to do so, but he didn't earn it, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. But I'm pretty burnt out on pizza.
Yeah.
Someone mentioned olives on pizza. I like olives, but not on pizza.
I like black olives on pizza. They're okay.
No. And anchovies, just no. Anchovies are disgusting.
No.
Yeah,
I do draw a line at anchovies. Yeah.
I've had to deliver pizza with anchovies on it. It takes 3 more deliveries to get that damn smell out of your car.
Yuck.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
And you always knew in the delivery unit when the anchovy pizza order came through, because the cooks would look at each other and go, "We took them out of the cooler last."
Yeah. See, Mama Minnie knows. She was here during that. Of course, she's the daughter I was talking about that actually paid for it. Ugh, pizza, gross. Yeah, it was literally shoved down our throats for a long while. Just say no.
Oh yeah. And see, when I said yuck the first time they said anchovies, the assistant manager goes, "You're Cuban. You eat fish out of a can." I said, "Out of a can on a cracker. The sardines. You don't put sardines on a pizza."
Ooh, love me some sardines and crackers.
Yeah, right. He was trying to say that was the same thing. I'm like, no, we don't put the sardines on the pizza. So
I like mackerel out of the tin.
Well, see, I've never had that. I've had sardines out of a tin. I've had what was it else out of a tin? I've had octopus out of a tin, squid, and a couple of other things, because Cubans put just about any kind of seafood in a damn tin for some reason. I don't know why.
And yes, Necrosol Collins, only tea is sweet tea. And you must say it like that. It's sweet tea, almost like one word. It's a Southern thing. It's sweet tea. But on that note, we were having so much fun. I didn't notice, and we're 2 minutes past. So we could probably go on, but I really do try to keep the format on this to 2 hours, because I figure anything beyond 2 hours is just a little much and trying people's patience. But thank you, chat, for coming out and supporting the stream with your views and your likes and so forth. And to those that were able to donate, thank you very much for that. As always, thank you, Bear. Anything you want to shill?
I've not really released anything new for 2 days, but if you haven't seen my video about the Burger King mental health ad, had a little bit of a spurg, go watch that, guys. Released that 2 days ago.
And we may have to bring that up on the next one, because I meant to this one, but I forgot.
That's fair. That's fine.
But yeah, go check that out. And Musy, I know I'm probably the only one that calls you that. Everybody else goes mad.
That's okay. I know it's you when you do it. What I typed in the chat is my new little channel where I do all things geeky, goofy, and vloggy. So if you guys want to go follow me on that, I did a reaction video to that fucking Sonic trailer. Oh, the eye twitch was real, y'all.
Okay, so again, thanks everybody. You're what makes this work. This wouldn't happen without y'all. So I appreciate y'all. Be sure to tune in 2 days' time on Thursday at 2:30 EST for the next episode of Redneck Radio. Like I said, you don't know what you're going to get. You'll have to tune in to find out.
Absolutely.
And as always, get out of my yard.
Bye, guys.